Good morning, students. Our today's topic in the subject of business studies O levels is payment system. So concentrate yourself. I'm going to explain this topic to you people through a story. So by reading this story, by listening this story, you will be able to understand this topic easily. So concentrate yourself. We are going to start now. Making decisions. Businesses employ people. These employees need to be paid. So a business must decide what payment system to use. The decision is likely to be based on. So three important factors depends on the payment system. What payment system is most suitable in these circumstances? This is the first factor that will affect the payment system. Number two, which system will be most cost effective? Because being a businessman, you will adopt this system which is cost effective. The number three factor is what will be best motivate workers to work hard and achieve a high standard of the work. So this is equally important at the same time. The payment system should be encouraging to the employees, should motivate the workers. So here the story begins. Campus Litho Limited is a private limited company based in East Kilbride, Scotland. Its main business is four-color litho printing of books and magazines. In 1996, its sales turnover was 3.5 million pounds. Okay, payment systems. Campus Litho employs 48 workers in its printing works in East Kilbride. It also employs other workers such as sales representatives in London and Nottingham. It uses a number of the different payment system because different kinds of the workers are working with the litho printing. Definitely some will be office workers, some will be marketing persons, some will work in the with the machines, some will lower staff, some will be higher staff. So different payment systems will be applied in the business. Okay, it uses a number of the different payment systems. These are different ways of paying workers. So number one type, first we are going to read the time-based system that is actually applied on the manual workers or blue-collar workers. So this is very important term. The workers who are manual workers are also called blue-collar workers. Are workers who tend to do physical work like operating machines in the campus factory. They have tended to be paid wages on the time-based system. They are paid so much per hour worked. If they work longer than the agreed basic working week, such as 38 hours, they usually get overtime. So this is very important term. So concentrate. So if they work longer than the agreed basic working week, they will get overtime. This is often paid at higher hourly rate, such as time and a quarter. Time and a quarter stands for 1.5% or double time. So double times mean two times. This means that they are paid 1.25. So time and a quarter stands for 1.25, quarter stands for 0.25. And time and a quarter stands for 1.25. And double time stands for two times the basic pay per hour for every hour of the overtime worked. Here is the explanation. For instance, John Clive works a basic working week of 36 hours. He's paid £10 an hour when he is working basic working week. But this means his basic working week is £360 for the normal week. Last week he worked 2 hours overtime at time and a half. So time and a half stands for 1.5. So if he is getting £10 per hour in the normal week, and when he will work overtime, it means that he will get £15 per hour because it is given that at time and a half. So he earned an extra 2 hours at £15 an hour. So because he has worked for 2 hours extra, so definitely he will get £30 extra. And if his normal pay is £360, so in total his pay will be 390. So look now, his gross earning or gross pay were therefore £390. Okay, the next system that we are going to read is the salaries. Normally, salaries are given to the non-manual or white collar workers. So, non-manual persons are also called white collar workers, tend to be paid salaries. A non-manual worker is one who does non-physical work, like an estimator at campus, litho, or a teacher. Salaries tend to be paid monthly rather than weekly, as with wages. Salaried persons are paid for doing a particular job. No overtime is usually paid because salaried workers are expected to work for as long as it takes to do their job. So they are paid for a particular job. Either it is taking less time or more time. Once the job is done, your work will be done and you will be allowed to go home. So no extra payment will be given. At the same time, sometimes you get free before your time because the job is done. Salaried managers at campus litho typically work 50 hours a week. The next system that we are going to read is the result based system. Some workers are paid according to how much they produce. Workers on piece rates are paid for every item they produce. If they produce nothing during the day, they get paid nothing. Sales staff may be paid on commission. For every sale they achieve, they get paid a certain amount. Some sales staffs are paid totally on commission. So they do not get something fixed, they are totally on commission. And so if they sell nothing, they get paid nothing. Others are paid commission as a bonus. So some kind of the sales staff is some of their pay is fixed and some is commission based. So the fixed pay will be given in all circumstances, and once they achieve the target, more than that will be given in terms of the bonus or commission. Bonuses are given as a reward for doing well. Non-sales staff may be given bonuses if, for instance, their department achieves a particular target for work. So this is called group bonus. This is called group bonus. Okay, other forms of the payment. Workers can be paid in other ways than money. In the coal industry, for instance, it was traditional to give coal miners an amount of the coal in addition to their wages. Campus litho offers a variety of the fringe benefits. Actually, this type of the payment system is called fringe benefits. The more senior the position you hold in a company, the more fringe benefits you are likely to receive. One of the most important fringe benefits for the most workers is the subsidized company pension schemes. The company usually subsidized company pension scheme stands for actually your pay will be cut in a very small amount, but you will get more pension after your retirement. So this is called subsidized company pension scheme. The company usually provides a proportion of the payments into the scheme so that the workers can get an occupational pension when they retire. Fringe benefits are often given for tax reasons. So this is the reason why companies give fringe benefits. This is beneficial for the workers as well as for the employers. So look now, here are the tax reasons. The businesses pays less tax and other contributions in providing £1,000 worth of the fringe benefits than it would if it paid an extra 1,000 in wages to a worker. Because if you pay £1,000 in wages, so it means you have earned a lot, you have earned more, so more tax will be applied. But if you pay £1,000 in terms of the fringe benefit, that will not be counted in your income, so less tax will be applied from the government on your company. Similarly, a worker, may find there is a tax gain in receiving a fringe benefit rather than cash, because it is also beneficial for the employee, because as an employee, if you get more pay, more income tax will be applied. But if you get less pay and some fringe benefits, so fringe benefits will not be counted as a income, so less tax will be applied on the employees as well. Fringe benefits are also used to motivate workers. The company car, for instance, is very important to many workers. Giving a car with a larger engine seems to motivate some people. At Campus Litho, fringe benefits include company paid private health insurance and a death in service scheme. Now we are going to read the difference between the gross and the net pay. The gross pay or the gross earning of the workers are likely to be different from their net pay or net earning. Gross earnings are earnings before any tax or other deductions have been taken away. So this is the earning before any tax and other deductions. And net earnings are earnings after deductions. This is often called take home pay, because it is what the worker is left with with to spend. The three most common deductions are as follows. So the number one deduction, which is done from the income of the employees, is income tax. An employer like Campus Litho is responsible for keeping back some of its employees' pay and sending it to inland revenue, the government department responsible for collecting income tax. This system is known as pay system. The next deduction is national insurance contributions. These are another type of the tax on earnings paid to the government, which entitles the worker to receive state benefits such as job seekers allowance and state retirement pensions. The next important deduction is payment to a pension scheme, such as a private scheme, the pension scheme of the company for which the employee works, or the additional state pension schemes called SEPs. Other deductions which a worker at Campus Litho might have are trade union memberships, payments or payments to charity. So these are the private deductions, and their benefits are no doubt, being a member of the trade union, you get more power because you deal collectively with the government or with your company. So these are some other deductions. Okay, which payment scheme? Campus Litho has to make decisions about which payment system to use for different groups of the workers, because different kinds of the groups of the workers get different payment system. Which payment system is used depends partly on what is possible. Campus Litho might find it very difficult to use piece rate for a manager, because manager is not producing something, he is actually working something else. For instance, because it is so difficult to measure output. Equally, Campus Litho paying its factory workers on a commission basis would not be possible either, because they don't sell anything. Okay, even sales staff might not be paid commission if the sales are team efforts rather than the result of the work of one individual. Some payment systems are used because they reduce the tax bill of the employers and the employees. Fringe benefits are an example of this. More importantly, payment system reflects different views about the motivates workers. So, one view, the Scientific Management School of the McGregor or Theory X, says that the pay has an effect on the worker's motivation. Linking pay directly with work done should ensure that workers work as hard as possible. So it means more pay, more motivated work. The opposite view, the Human Relations School of the McGregor Theory Y, says that the pay is only one factor affecting the worker's motivation. Campus Litho, like many companies today, stresses how important it is for the workers to feel part of the company. Even paying wages, where workers work a fixed number of the hours, can lead to clock watching, because this is the habit of the some workers. Even if they are getting very handsome pay, they do not work very hard. This is actually called clock watching. Workers can feel that being at work is more important than what they do in the time they are at work. Effort and quality of what is produced can be poor. An increasing number of the workers are now paid a salary. This partly reflects changing views about the motivation. It also reflects the increasing number of the white collar service jobs in the economy. And finally, we are going to read some key terms. Basic pay, pay earned for working the basic working week. Bonus, addition to the basic wage or salary, for instance, for achieving a target. A bonus is given. Commission, payment system usually operated for sales staff where their earnings are determined by how much they sell. Fringe benefits, payment in kind over and above the wage or salary, such as a company car. Gross pay or earning, total earning including basic pay and overtime payments. So this is the pay before any deduction is made. Manual or blue collar workers, workers who are mainly physical work like on assembly line work. Net pay or the earnings, earnings after deductions such as the tax or pension contribution have been taken away. Next is non-manual or white collar workers, workers who do non-physical work like an office worker or teacher. Overtime, time worked over and above the basic working week. Payment system, methods of the organizing the payment of the workers such as the piece rate or salaries. Piece rate, a payment system where individual workers' wage are determined by how much they produce. Salaries, pay usually of non-manual workers expressed as a yearly figure but paid monthly. Wages tend to be paid to manual workers for working a fixed number of the hours per week plus overtime. And finally, I have made some questions. So here are the questions in front of you. So try to solve it at your home. This is the lecture from which these questions are made. So this was the lecture, students. I hope so. This will be much easier for you to understand. So read this lecture again, understand it, learn it, and make your notes. Thank you so much.